the first deal that was a bombshell deal, Caris Levert being dealt to the Cavaliers from the Indiana Pacers. There were two teams in particular that sold their whole team this deadline. It was the Pacers and the Portland Trailblazers. And first, we're going to talk about the Pacers. Caris Levert to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team right now, they're in the top five in the East. They're with Kyle's Heat. They're with my Bucks. I mean, they're up there. They're a scary basketball team. Their backcourt and Garland and Sexton has developed quite nicely. The trade details are Levert and a 2022 second-round pick to the Cavs for Ricky Rubio, 2022 protected first-round pick, and two future second-rounders. So do we like this trade for Cleveland? I think it definitely bolsters their starting unit.
I think it's an awesome trade for Cleveland. Like, if you look at it, that guard tandem is going to be fantastically underrated for years to come. I mean, Garland is just now getting recognition, getting named as an all-star. Caris Levert, guys, we know what he's done when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, and obviously in that big trade just a year ago for James Harden. And he's been kind of quiet with the Indiana Pacers in the lone year and a half that he was with the team. But still a guy that I think he's averaging like 18 points per game right now. Solid guard play. And then you look at the combination of that starting five right now. That's if they have a healthy starting five, that's a Garland, that's a Caris Levert, that's a Lauri Markkanen, that's a Evan Mobley, and a Jared Allen. So you got 3 7-foot monsters. Who Jared Allen and Evan Mobley is already become probably one of the best front courts in all of basketball, because nothing gets past them, it seems like. Essentially, their defense is phenomenal. Lauri Markkanen is a stretch forward, can shoot from anywhere on the court. His biggest problem is health. That's been the biggest problem throughout his entirety of his career, even with Chicago. But you look at that backcourt now. That's a nice backcourt. And then you look at the bench depth as well. You got Isaac Okoro, who's just a top 5 lottery pick just a couple years back. You got Colin Sexton, who unfortunately tore his ACL, won't be back this year, but we'll see what happens. He's going to be some solid guard play off the bench. But Tom, like you alluded to as well, it keeps you competitive. We saw them try to replace Ricky Rubio with a Rajon Rondo earlier in the year. That experiment failed miserably. It failed miserably. But now you're replacing that essentially again. You're not going to get the defensive caliber play that you were planning on getting with Rajon Rondo. You're not going to get the floor passing vision that you were getting with Ricky Rubio and a Rondo. But you're replacing that with tremendous offense that Caris Levert brings, and it alleviates some of the pressure off of Darius Garland as well, to make more open shots for him and for them to bounce off each other and to have their games flourish. So I think it's a great trade for the Cleveland Cavaliers, further solidifies themselves as a contender. And for the Pacers, again, they got a first round pick and they got a Ricky Rubio, who again probably won't be playing for them. I don't know what his contract was when he signed with Cleveland, but probably will be a buyout candidate, if not a free agent, because of the torn ACL. But I just don't like the fact that the Pacers kind of gave up on a Levert. Like you traded for this guy. He's so young, only 25 years old, guys, I believe. And this could have been a solid player when you really break down this Pacers roster, especially with the mindset of you knew you were going to get rid of a Domantas Sabonis, another young player kind of gave up on. A Malcolm Brogdon is great when he's healthy. He's just never healthy. And he's an older player as well, I think turning 30 this year. It's like you want to talk about a rebuild. That should have been one of the pieces you keep in a rebuild. Youth, not making any big money. He's under contract, but not making any big-time money. That's a player you should build around, not a player that you should be trading, let alone the first trade that you make is your youthful star. So I don't like it for the Pacers. I love it for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I think it's a great move by the Cavaliers. And you said they were did you say they were top 5 in the East right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
I think
top
they're
5 in the
5th.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and you brought up a great point, Kyle. I mean, how good the Cavs would be if they were completely healthy. If Colin Sexton was healthy, Ricky Rubio coming off the bench for Garland and Sexton, the pair with, Mobley, Marketing, and then Jared Allen, who, I don't know, did he make the All-Star team? I don't think he did.
No, I don't believe he made the All-Star team as a reserve. I'm not certain upon that. But another guy I forgot to mention, and Sean, throw it back to you. Nobody's talking about the resurgence of Kevin Love. Like, Kevin Love has been unbelievable off the bench as a veteran presence for this team. But continue, Sean.
No, you are exactly right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because dude's averaging 15 points off the bench, and that's huge for the Cavaliers. That's something you haven't seen out of Kevin Love for a long time. Probably since LeBron was there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the Cavs are a real threat in the playoffs, and they're a sleeper team. And Garland and Levert, a new duo. They kind of remind me of how Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan was in Toronto. I think those are two similar players. Those are two similar duos. Not overly great perimeter players, but they can go anywhere on the court and create a shot and make offense happen. Garland does a good job of setting others up, averaging almost 9 assists a game. So, I mean, Garland, I feel like highly benefit from the Sexton injury. I don't think Sexton really fit in with the Cavs. So, I think the Levert pushes them into a real threat in the East. I could see him going to the second round. They could upset a team. Who knows?